Hi to all the D10 Leos. Today I'll be guiding you through a crucially important factor of a club's administration, which is none other than reporting. It is the deciding factor that reflects your club's performance not only within the Leo district, but also within the Leo multiple district as well as the Lions International. Therefore, considering how significant it is, as a club, it is your responsibility to produce your club's progress on time. So in this video, I'll be guiding you through how to do your reporting effectively and onto the point in MyLion. Firstly, in Leoism, we do reporting through two platforms. One is MyLion, other one is MyLeo. MyLeo is a platform which is monitored by the Leo district as well as the Leo multiple. And MyLion is monitored by Lions International. This reporting reflects your Leo district, Lions district, and even the Leo multiple district as well. So it's crucial that you all do your MyLion reporting effectively and on time. So as a requirement for our district, we are implementing that you include a screenshot of your MyLion reporting onto the MyLeo reporting annexures as a rule for our evaluation for our Leo's district. Therefore, considering the importance of our MyLion reporting, in this video, I will be guiding you through how to report a project through MyLion. So firstly, now you can see in the screen, I've gone to Google and you can see that here's the official website for Lions International. So when you click this, here you can see a dashboard, which you can see member login. So if you click member login, you will now be escorted to this portal. So in this portal, you can see that for each and every member registered on MyLion, you will have a specific username and password which you have registered in MyLion. For example, if you have registered through a specific email for MyLion, you can log in through that email and through the password you have been given. And if you find it difficult to log in with the password, you can always reset your password through your email. So now I'll be going through my account. So you can click to log in. If you ever face any login issues, make sure your Leo mail CI ID is correctly updated and the registered email matches your club records. So now you can see the dashboard. Once you're logged in, this will be your main dashboard. Here you can see your club activities, my club, my membership, your district, and the Lions Association, which will lead you to different dashboards. So to begin reporting, you can go into service. So this will be your service dashboard from your club. So here you can see a button which says create service activity. So if you click this, you can see your club's name. So you select your club's name and move on to next. So now you're going to enter a title for the service activity. So in this MyLion portal, You can also update your club general meetings, board meetings, as well as club projects. So you can see that this field, the title for the service activity is compulsory. So you, for example, let's say that we are doing a beach cleanup. So you can say that this beach cleanup 2025. If you have a specific name for it, you can also go with that. Let's say Ecosphere. This, I'm just putting a random name. If you have your club project's uniquely specified name, you can also make sure to add that as well. Make sure you don't give any vague titles such as just beach cleanup or tree planting. Just give your unique impacts that you're creating through that project, so it highlights through the project reporting. Now you should select the activity type, right? Here there are 4 activities types. One, it can be a donation, it can be a fundraiser, it can be a meeting, as I said. You can also report your general meetings and board meetings, and it can be a service project. So since the project that we have taken here is a beach cleanup project, it will be a service project. So if you're doing a donation, you can choose donation. If you're collecting fundraiser for the club and then doing a service activity, you can report it as 2 projects. And now we'll be selecting service project and go press next. Okay. Now you can see this dashboard, which includes details as well as image gallery. So first we'll fill out details. I'll guide you through details. Then we can go for uploading images. Here, you can see that every service activity has a special code. This will allow us, when you screenshot and send it to add it with the MyLeo reporting, this will help us to check your project reporting through this code. So following that, you can see the title and the club. And we are currently will be doing the reporting. So here in the information, you can see that this is a service project as we have selected the title and the club's name is available. Now, next you can see you have to add your start date. So let's say we can choose today's date, December 2nd. December 2nd. And next to that, you can see end date, which you can choose the same date if it's a 1-day project. But let's say if it's a donation drive or a continuous project that you're doing, it will be continued for 1 week or even a month. So you can choose the date according to your project. So beach cleanup, we'll be doing it on 1 day. So let's choose the same date. And following that, we have to choose the cause. So as you all know, here there's childhood cancer, diabetes, disaster relief, environment, hunger, other humanitarian services, vision, youth. These are all the Lions global challenges. And if you are doing your project under one of these categories, you can choose the categories. And if the categories don't suit your project, you can go with other humanitarian services. And if even that doesn't suit you, if you're doing for anything else, you can go with none. So since we're doing a beach cleanup project, it relates with the cause of environment. So I'll be choosing environment right now. Okay. So Along with that, let's choose the project type. So it differs to all categories. If you choose childhood cancer, it differs. So if we choose environment, the project type, awareness and education advocacy, clean water and sanitation, environment cleanup and restoration, other recycling, waste management, and tree planting. So these are the project type categories for environment. So since we're doing cleanup project, let's choose environmental cleanup and restoration. Again, accordingly to your project, you can select which is suitable for you. And now to the important part, the project description. So when you're writing a description, make sure it comes straight to the point and it's impactful rather than going around saying a lot of things. If you come straight to the point, it will be highly effective. So explain the purpose, what actions were taken, and the impact created in a few lines. For example, our team conducted a beach cleanup to reduce plastic pollution. Over 30 volunteers participated and collected approximately, let's say, 30 kilograms of waste. So this just comes straight to the point and doesn't give any other non-necessary information. It's short but clear. You can also write your description in another word or anything and just copy and paste. It is also can be done. You can get the help from AI, which can also be done. You can copy and paste here because it will give you a valuable and impactful description. But we highly encourage you to write your own description so we can understand your perspective. So since it will take a lot of time if I type the description, I'll be moving on. So now you can see signature activity. Signature activity means if this project is uniquely your club project, if it's a unique project for your club. So let's say every project is signature activity for the club. So let's select signature activity. And next to that, you can see funded by an LCIF grant. For the Leos who don't know what is an LCIF grant, is a fund that we collect through the Lions International, which we apply for through writing a proposal to the Lions International. So which we can get a grant. So commonly for all the projects, we don't get LCIF grants. But if you do, you can select this as well. So this project is not funded by LCIF, so we'll be moving on. And the required metrics. So if you see in my line, there's required metrics, which you have to compulsorily fill out, as well as the additional metrics, which are optional, but will help to promote the impact of your club project if you mention the fund and the time and the venue that you have done for that project. So let's fill out the required metrics. People served. So when you go for people served, it differs according to the project. So for example, a beach cleanup project or tree planting project, you can't actually define an amount of people that you've served because it's a community project that impacts on the whole community and you can't give a number. But at the same time, just because you're doing a beach cleanup in a beach, which around 5,000 people come and go, that doesn't mean you can put 5,000 people served. You can give an acceptable amount of beneficiaries. For example, let's say that per day around like 100 people are going, let's say 500 to 1,000 people are served by the beach cleanup. And the total volunteer hours. Before the total volunteer hours, let's say the total volunteers. So, for example, if your club has around like 20 Leo guests and 10 Leos participating, you can put total volunteers of 30. And even if your parents contribute to that, you can also add them as total volunteers, since there's an option that non-Lions are participated and non-family members are participated. Let's say that non-Lions did participate and non-Lion family members did participate. And the total volunteers are around 45 because your friends also participated or your family members participated. With the 30 club members, 15 community-based people have also participated in your beach cleanup. And now the total volunteer hours. First, get a rough amount of how much time you have spent for this project. Let's say that you've planned this beach cleanup project ahead of 3 days before, and you spent 3 hours on a club meeting of planning this particular project, not a general meeting, this particular project meeting, and you spent um, 2 hours planning and communicating to create the possibility for the date and time and everything. And you also went for a 1.5 hour shopping spree to buy garbage bags and other sanitary items to do the beach cleanup. So 2 hours plus 1.5 hours, 3.5 hours you spent previously before the project. In the project time, you've done about 3 hours of community work. You have cleaned the beach cleanup was held in 3 hours. So altogether, it's about 5.5 hours. Okay. And now what you do is that you multiply the total volunteers by the total volunteer hours. Total hours that you spent time. So 5.5 hours multiplied by 45 volunteers, the total volunteer hours you can add here. And following that, we'll be going to the additional metrics. Here, you can add, this is not compulsory, but it's best that you guys fill it out. And of course, since we are in Sri Lanka, you can select LKR, here's Sri Lankan rupee, and the total fund raised. Total funds raised is around, if, for example, a beach cleanup project, you don't actually raise funds. So this depends for the project. For if you're doing a donation project, you can add the total fund raised. Let's say that you did raised funds for a flood relief project for about 2 lakhs. You can put 200,000 here. And the total funds donated, if you raise the same amount of funds, you can put 200,000. And this here you can say organization benefited. If you collaborate with another organization, for example, if we did a project of donating stationery supplies to a school, you can mention the school's name as the organization benefited from this. And here it says donation to LCFI. This means if you raise the fund and donate to LCFI, you can check this box out. But mostly we don't do that. So if you do, you can check this box out. And then trees planted and cared for. Okay, so if this was a tree planting project, which is a continuous and very highly beneficial implementary community project, you can mention the trees planted and amount of trees planted and cared for in this column. Along with that, you can see, you can add the start time. Let's say that you started your beach cleanup around 7 a.m. and ended around 10 a.m. As I said, 3 hours early. And the venue, you can add the venue of which beach you're cleaning. And this is the time zone. So you can select the time zone of Sri Lanka. And it's, again, this is not compulsory, this is optional, but you can also select that as well. Here, Colombo, Dehiwala, Mount Lebanon, to Jaffna and Negombo. So you select this time zone and you can add the address, country, location. You can add the address here. This is just going to the Google Maps. You can select it from there as well. the location, let's say Batticaloa, and the state. You have to select the country to select the state. Let's say I'm selecting Sri Lanka. And you can see that it comes from all the districts. Since, okay, I'll be selecting Batticaloa. You can select your own district, Badulla, Badulla, Ampara and all. So, and you can put the zip code or postal code of your location. Again, this is not compulsory. You can do it if you want. And now, since all the required details are filled, the next important and vital thing that you guys have to do is upload your project images. Here you can see go upload images and select an image and you can upload it. And after you select the image, you can select upload now and it will be uploaded to the project reporting. So in image preview, you can see the uploaded images here. And if you check image galleries, the uploaded images will also be available here as well. Upload at least 2 to 3 clear and good quality photos that show the activity happening. Photos help validate your report and strengthen your club's visibility. So make sure you add clear and good quality photos. So now you can see that we kind of wrapped up the reporting. And after you have wrapped up the reporting, here it says report to LCI. If you click here, it will be automatically reported here. Since I LCI. Okay. Now, when you add your screenshot to my LCI, you can see the project here. It's a draft because it should have the authority to only reported by the club secretary or the club president. And here you can see the project here. So when you report to Mylio, take a screenshot of this. Make sure that it's in the state of reported, not draft, not ready to report, reported. So it allows us to identify and approve that the project is indeed reported and we can take consideration to the evaluation of the awards. So I think guys understood how this reporting works, or else you can also go into the project activity and then take a screenshot of it as well. Here, it goes back to the service activity. You can take a screenshot of it as well. So that's all. It's quite simple to do the My Lion reporting. So hope you all understood. And I want to also highlight some common mistakes to avoid when you're doing reporting. Leaving mandatory field blanks is also a common mistake, which doesn't allow you to report. You might be thinking, why it's not allowing me to report. Make sure that you fill all the mandatory fields complete. And don't upload any unclear photos. And make sure that all the photos you upload are in JPG, because it doesn't allow any other photos to be uploaded. So if you have any other JPEG or PNG, make sure to convert it to JPG and upload it. As well as that, make sure that all the project descriptions are accurate and not inflated, because we appreciate honest information, and inflating numbers or hours is not recommended by the district. So make sure you report honestly. And don't forget to add partners or correct categories, and make sure that all the relevant details for your project are added accurately. Once everything is filled in, you can report. And make sure that you report within 48 hours of your activity, and use descriptive and meaningful titles. Write clear and impact-focused descriptions. Once again, upload multiple photos. Ensure numbers and hours are realistic and justified. So I hope you all understood. And thank you all for listening. I hope this was beneficial for you all. Reporting timely and accurately helps our district showcase the true impact of Leoism. If you need any support, feel free to reach out to me or the district president or through your club president. The district council is here to support you and clear all your clarifications. Once again, thank you everyone for listening.